Hello, in this video, we're going to be naming this compound. When you're given a compound to name, the first thing to do is to identify the longest continuous carbon chain. And because we have this functional group, a double bond, which is an alkene, your counting or your longest continuous chain must include this double bond. So let's start the counting. This is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, if I move up, that is also 5, 6, 7. So the two sides are equal. So it doesn't matter which side you choose eventually, because both contains or includes the double bond. So I'm going to go with the one below. Now, the next thing to look at is your numbering. The double bond must have the lowest number possible. So because when we named them, you also mentioned the position of the double bond or the branches as the case may be. Since we have a functional group, the functional group will take priority over the branches. So we're going to make sure that the counting we have from the left-hand side, that the number here where the double bond starts is the lowest number possible. And to do that, we're going to also count from the right-hand side. So if I count from my right, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, from the right hand side, the double bond starts from carbon 3, while from the left hand side, the double bond starts from carbon 4. Because 3 is lower, we're going to go with the one that starts from 3. So which means that the numbering I'm going to adopt for this naming will be from right to left instead of from left to right. Okay, so now that we have our numbering done, next thing to do is to identify all the branches. The branches are going to be all the things outside of your numbering. So this is outside of that numbering, and you have just one carbon. That is a branch. One carbon branch is known as methyl. Okay, another one carbon branch, this is also known as a methyl group. And then I move on, I have another one here that is chlorine, and chlorine as a branch is known as chloro. Then we move on. The next one I have here is this, and that is 2 carbon, 1 and 2. A 2 carbon branch is known as ethyl. So we can go on and name this compound. To name, you start with the branches, the position of the branches, and also the name of the branch. But you also have to arrange the branches alphabetically. Okay, so we're going to start with the chlorine since that starts with C. So that would be 4-chloro, another hyphen. Then we move on to the next alphabetical order, and that's 3. So you have 3-ethyl. We'll move on to the next one. Now on carbon 5, I have 2 different groups. Since you have 2 different groups, you're going to go ahead and say 5, then a hyphen, okay? And then you're going to say di. Now, because they're the same, we're using the di to group them. Instead of saying 5,5-methyl-methyl, you can say 5,5-dimethyl to show that they are 2 and both are located exactly on the same carbon, okay? So now that we have named all the branches, the next is your parent chain. So the longest continuous chain is the parent chain, and that's what you name last. So the number 7 is known as hept. This double bond is ENE, the ending of that functional group alkene. So, but before we put the in, you must also remember the numbering, the position, because this double bond can be anywhere. So you want to make sure you are telling whoever is reading this name or looking at this name letter, the position of the double bond. So that is going to be 3. So that will be hep 3 in. And that is it. So that means the name of this compound is 4-chloro, 3-ethyl, 5,5-dimethyl, hept 3